Evil.
Bill, how are you? Hey, Bill, what's up?
Joe?
Bill, what's shaking, man?
Yeah, this is Phil in Amityville. You know, Joe, I'm a little older than you, a duffer at best. But a couple things I wanted to say. One, your hole-in-one is magical. I mean, it doesn't happen. A guy your age...
Very fortunate. Very lucky to have it happen.
But where's your agent? You should be doing a commercial. Come on.
Yeah,
a
for
guy
what?
65 years old.
For getting lucky?
But yeah, absolutely. Telling me they get all these pros on that none of us can emulate. And a guy like you, I mean, it'll be the perfect commercial.
Hey.
You're made for this, Joe. Come on.
Hey, look, I tell you what, I got a little connection with TaylorMade, but I did do it with a tail. I told you, I had my hole-in-one when I was a 176-yard par 3. I did it with the driver.
It's amazing. I mean, you're the natural, the average Joe. Come on. Get your guy going on this. Listen, one other thing.
Yes.
Years ago, I worked in the late 60s, early 70s as a doorman at a place called the Salty Dog. You would have loved this job, Joe.
Right. Okay, where is this, in Florida?
No, right across from the Salty Dog on Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Right across from the Nassau Coliseum.
Okay.
And these are the guys that used to come in on a regular basis. Joe Namath.
Right.
We used to get Mike Battle in.
Right.
We used to get John Riggins in, climbing the rigging in the place.
Wow.
But the guy that was the coolest, and Klecko and Gastineau later on, but the coolest guy, and you would identify with him, Evel Knievel.
Really? I would identify with him. I'm not taking the chances at Evel Knievel. I'm not looking to jump the Grand Canyon. You know what I mean?
He was a character, Joe. Just a character. But I got to tell you, with Francesa, and, he gave us 25 good years, Mike. The last 5, I don't know about. But do you have to, every time you guys come on the air, is that required by the radio station?
Oh, no. Did I mention it? No. This is me doing this for Mike because
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, it has nothing to do. No, this is strictly me. I mean, look, I'll say this again. I mean, whatever anybody thinks about Mike out there, this guy he's the man. I mean, I'm sorry. When you talk about Sports Talk Radio, he's the man. And I would not be doing what I'm doing today and now 22 years into it without Mike Francesa. So I'll always, have a gratitude towards Mike, and I'm doing this out of respect. I'm probably only doing this another 3 years or so, and I'm doing this out of respect for Mike. That's why. Yeah, it has nothing to do with anybody's telling me I have to do it.
No. If anything, they'd probably say don't do it.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
I don't know if anybody else does it, but the other thing is when you've got such a beautiful plaque in this studio, it's tough to ignore it.
Yes, it is.
And I'll give you a great example. I'll give you a comparison. On WFAN and now on another station, the Met broadcast booth is named for Bob Murphy.
Correct.
And so Howie, a lot of times, and Josh, will say broadcasting live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth.
Exactly.
It shows respect for Bob Murphy. It shows, that's its name. I'm sure it's also sponsored, but that's another story.
I'm sure.
So I think it's kind of similar. John in Essex, Connecticut.
John, how are you?
Hey, Joe, if you're Evel Knievel, I must be his brother Awful Knaawful.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine, jumping the Grand Canyon, whatever that thing he was jumping the Grand Canyon in? I mean, what are you, nuts? Well, what was the other thing he did in Las Vegas? What was the thing he did in Vegas? He did something crazy in Vegas,
the
too.
The fountains there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But this Alex Smith trade, really caught me off guard. I didn't see that coming at all, him going to the Redskins.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody saw it coming.
And so, as a Jets fan, I think I would aggressively go after Kirk Cousins and try to sign him. And then I'd stick with my 6th pick in the draft. And if Barkley or the tackle McGlinchey from Notre Dame were available, I would take one of those guys. And I think that would really kind of revamp the offense. Barkley reminds me, I heard someone else call earlier about Barry Sanders. To me, he reminds me a lot of LaDainian Tomlinson.
But the point is, John, he would have to be either one of those guys for it to be worth it.
That's right. Look, the Jets need a game breaker on offense. I really do think that. They need a big-time back. They haven't had one in a while. Yeah, he's got to be that kind of guy. You're 100% right.
I think the most surprising thing about the Alex Smith trade was the timing. It's Super Bowl week.
I know.
You just don't think
out of nowhere
of a big trade going down. But yesterday we had mentioned about the Chiefs trading Alex Smith, and we listed off 8 or 9 teams that he could go to.
Washington wasn't one of them.
No, it was. But we did because...
Did you mention Washington?
Briefly. We didn't. Not that we predicted it by any stretch, but we listed them because, hey, if Cousins leaves, they need a quarterback.
Yeah. I never thought of him going to Washington. I got to tell you.
I didn't think
that
of
was
it.
a surprise.
I didn't think of it in a realistic sense, but when you name teams, we go through teams of, hey, who could use a quarterback?
Right.
The Redskins did enter the conversation yesterday only because if they didn't re-sign Kirk Cousins, who the heck was their quarterback going to be?
Right.
So it opened it up.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I certainly didn't see it coming, especially right now. We're sitting here days before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, you can't make it official till March, right?
March 15th or 14th, the first day of the league year.
Is that when the new year starts,
Yeah,
is that when free agency starts, too?
Yeah, a couple of days earlier, then you could sign guys a few days later.
I see.
So nothing is technically official, but it's obviously going to happen.
Right.
Hopefully Alex Smith doesn't, do anything stupid the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Play basketball, Aaron Boone style.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he would.
Mike in Waterbury.
Mike, how are you?
Hey, how we doing today, guys?
Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good, what's up?
Hey, I'm picking the Eagles. They've been underdogs 2 games in a row. Now they're underdogs again. Obviously, the line keeps dropping. I think the Eagles win by 10.
By 10?
Yeah, it does worry me that the line has dropped a little bit, and they're also not playing at home now.
Well, they were underdogs and disrespected in their own building
twice
against teams that are not Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Correct.
It's a completely different animal now when you go from no offense to the Falcons, who authored one of the biggest collapses in Super Bowl history, the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, who always collapse championship game time. Now they got to put, as Gettleman likes to say, the big boy pants on because they have to face the greatest of all times.
Yep.
John and Lyndhurst.
John, how are you?
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good.
I want to talk to you about the Mets, but, Joe, I just want to hit you real quick. About 8 or 10 years ago, I brought you to my golf club, Walk Hill up in Franklin.
Okay.
I'd like to invite you back, you and your wife, if you like, one of these days.
Yeah, I remember that. Franklin is up in what, upstate New York, type place?
No. It's up Route 23 in Sussex County.
Oh, right. Okay.
Up by Black Bear in that area.
Black Bear in that. Yeah, I'd love to play, man. I'm believe me, I would love to do that.
We're the ones that have the Babe Ruth pictures in the clubhouse.
Oh, okay. Right.
Anyway, like I say, I'd like to invite you. The other thing.
Appreciate it.
Wilmer Flores, why isn't he in the Mets plans?
He is. Well, he's in the plans. They're not getting rid of him. I mean, he's going to be part of the team.
He's a big part of their plans.
And last year, you had, 16 home runs and 300 at-bats?
Yeah, but they're just not giving him an everyday job, but he's a big part of their plans. He's a right-handed bat who can play first base. He can spell Adrian Gonzalez.
And kills left-handed pitching.
Yeah, he's going to play all over the place. So what are you talking about?
I'd rather see him playing second base or third base than Jose Reyes.
But Jose Reyes is like a utility guy.
He's a super utility guy.
Yeah, I don't think you're looking at it the right way. Wilmer Flores is not being buried. You want the message, just hand him a starting job? Is that what you want? No, thank you. No, thanks. Rick and Danbury.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, guys. In regard to Cousins, I actually think the best scenario for the Jets is if he were to sign with either Cleveland or Denver. Because if that happens, that almost effectively turns your 6 pick into the 3 pick in the sense that nobody else at 3 and 4 would then be taking a quarterback, or 5 if it's Denver, and you're going to get a choice of one of the big 3.
Yeah, well, that would happen.
Well, not necessarily, because I think what it makes it more likely is that the Browns or the Broncos would trade back to a team like the Buffalo Bills who do want a quarterback.
Yeah, could do that.
That's the only thing. That's the danger. But here's the thing. I don't see the Browns trading the 4, even if they sign a quarterback through free agency. It would be more to me that, the 3 pick is the one that would be in play.
The 3 pick is who? The Colts?
The Indianapolis Colts, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends what the Colts are looking for. If they want Bradley Chubb, if they want Saquon Barkley, and both of those guys are there, they may not deal the pick. I agree,
Josh
though.
McDaniel will be the new coach.
Yeah, I agree with his overall point, though. I am sitting here rooting for the Cleveland Browns specifically to sign Kirk Cousins, because even though they may not trade the 1 of the 4, they could still take a quarterback. They could say, hey, we got Cousins, and we got this kid to back him up that we're going to develop. Or they can say, we need players so badly, fine. We'll take Barkley number 1 overall, and we'll take Chubb number 4 overall.
I'd be very surprised if he goes to Cleveland, unless that's the only place that is interested in him, which I don't think is going to be.
Case, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I just can't see him going to Cleveland. I'd be very surprised.
The team you got to worry about when you talk
Denver.
about... Well, no, I'm talking about something different. Like when you talk about teams potentially trading up and moving into a slot ahead of the Jets would be the Buffalo Bills. Like just because the Indianapolis Colts don't need a quarterback doesn't mean they're just going to use that pick and draft somebody else. They could trade back.
Right.
There's enough quarterback-hungry teams in this league, the Jets included, but Buffalo, who could say, hey, we're moving up to go get somebody. So I understand Rick's point. Hey, if Denver gets him, they're not taking a quarterback. Sure, they're not taking a quarterback, but that could make them move the pick so they can get a booty of more picks, and then somebody else takes the quarterback. And the Buffalo Bills are definitely a team to watch because they've got enough assets to jump up and make a trade. Remember, they're loaded with draft picks from some of the deals they've made over the last year or so.
They have. They are.
And I think they want to go out and get a real quarterback. I don't think they believe that Peterman's the guy, and they certainly don't love Tyrod Taylor.
That's for sure.
So keep an eye on all those factors when you look at, well, this team's not going to take a quarterback. That team's not going to take a quarterback. That's true, but it just opens it up for a team to jump up and make a trade.
Speculation will run rampant for the next 3.5 months. It really will. Security Dodge says get into something new during the start